Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this is my sew and tell video of the things that I've made in the last 4 months. I'll do a separate video for the kids and menswear stuff that I've also made because I've been sewing up a storm there, but I'll just dive right into it. So first off is the Blackwood cardigan, which I actually really like the pattern in principle. However, I used the incorrect fabric for it. This fabric is itchy against my skin and it doesn't have enough stretch, which makes the sleeves incredibly snug. I'll definitely be making it again in a proper fabric like a Ponte Roma or an interlock knit fabric, which is such a shame because it says quite a wonderful look. Next up is 3 more roll neck tops using one of my tried and tested patterns, Berta style 9-20-10 pattern number 121. I love this roll neck top pattern so much because it doesn't have a neck seam. The roll neck bit is just grown on from the bodice and it's super easy and super simple to sew up because you don't have that neck seam to sew. And so I made this first one. It's fabric from Fabworks and it's just a geometric print jersey. It's very comfortable, a little bit on the snug side, but that's all right. I quite like that. The next one was made in a jersey crepe fabric that I picked up from a fabric swap at Sew Up North, so I don't know where that came from. So just showing you the inside of this top so you can see the seam lines and how they work. So you basically have just the 3 seams to do. And I made it also in this mustard viscose jersey that I bought from B&M Fabrics. I managed to get it out of 1 meter of fabric. However, for some funny reason with this one, it didn't quite work out as well. So I had to make up the sleeves using scrap fabrics and then cut out one of the sleeve patterns. So it kind of creates an interesting look and feel to it. Next up, some asymmetrical jersey tops, also from Berta Style. These are from the February 2018 issue. I made the first one in this interesting knit fabric, which is quite shiny. Kind of reminds me of clubbing fabric actually, but unfortunately it doesn't have enough stretch or drape for this particular pattern. And you can see that it's really tight and snug around my hips. And I'm just trying to show you where the seam lines are for that, but it feels a little bit more comfortable when I pull it up and it's against my waist. But see what difference fabric makes, because this one, the gray one, is made in a 4-way stretch viscose jersey, which actually has got the perfect amount of stretch and drape for this top. And you can actually really see the drapes working really well with it, and there's the seam line. So it's a very interesting pattern to make because the front and the back are quite symmetrical, and you just sew up 3 seams and then you've got a top. It looks quite confusing, but actually when you do it, it's very, very easy, and it's such a nice, super top. I love it. Okay, I can't tell you how much I love this top that I made. It's actually from an older edition of Berta Style from the 2015 issue, and the top is supposed to have an elastic band at the waist, but I decided not to put that in because I just loved the free-flowing look of it. The fabric is a John Caldo Lizano fabric that I bought from Minerva Craft about 3 years ago, and I've been quite precious about it, so I'm very happy to have used it. It's super comfortable, very fast to sew up. It's just a boat neckline that's sleeveless, and I finished the sleeves off with some bias binding, and yeah, you can tell how much I love this top. It's an unusual look for me, but love it. Okay, this jacket is a hero piece for me. Ever since I've made up this jacket, I have been wearing it literally every single day. It's from the March 2016 issue, and it's just a spring boxy jacket. It's unlined, and I can't tell you how much I love this. I used a tapestry fabric that I bought from B&M Fabrics ages ago, and this project had been sitting in my UFO box for years before I picked it up again. The sleeves are meant to be curved in, but I decided to use the selvage as a design feature, and I can't tell, I really like this jacket. I made no alterations to the sizing or anything, except for I didn't put in the pockets because I just didn't feel that they were necessary. Plus I hadn't cut out the pockets, so I didn't have the fabric to make pockets. Activewear coming up next. Now, I love doing yoga and I'm constantly on the lookout for some nice yoga leggings, and I think I may have found them. I really like these yoga leggings. They are high-waisted and they also have these interesting foot cuffs. I Do like it because they keep my feet warm and I'm still able to grip the mat. So I also like that when I do forward bends, the waist doesn't actually go down, which happens with some leggings. So I'm super happy with these and I've worn them tons. And you can see there's got an interesting waistband feature that it's very simple, but it creates a nice look. And there's a close-up detail of the foot cuffs. And if I don't feel like having the foot cuffs off, I just pull them up and they look like normal leggings. Up next is a skirt I call the swishy yoga skirt. It's a bit of a fail and I will tell you why. So whilst in theory it looks very nice, it's got some lovely drape. I used a viscose jersey, a four-way stretch viscose jersey, but the viscose jersey doesn't like overlockers, and if you look a bit closely at the seams, especially around the waist, you can see that it's sort of being eaten off and this is not going to last very long, which is quite a shame, but I'm not too bothered. The next time I make it, I'll probably take a bit more out on the sides to make it a bit more snug. It doesn't look too bad though when I have a t-shirt covering over it. I also made a pair of trousers, which I'm quite proud of because I tend to avoid the more complicated things. But yeah, this trousers is Butterick B5895, which is a Gertie pattern. And it's just simple 50s style Capri pants, very high-waisted as you can see. And they're Capri length, but they're supposed to have a zipper down the center back seam, but I didn't like that, so I moved it to the side seam, and you can see there is an invisible zipper over there, and I just, there were no changes to the pattern except to literally just put the invisible zipper on the side seam. I played with the reversible nature of the fabric, so I used one side for the waistband and for the inner pockets. I love this little pair of trousers. Next up is a top that I made from Breton Style 06 2016. This is the second time I've made this, and I made it a winter dress using some wool jersey that I bought from Fabworks. I didn't have enough fabric to make the whole dress, so I used a Ponte Roma for the front yoke. Looks like a design feature, but it was actually a necessity. It's quite a nice little dress to wear with some leggings and boots, and I have worn it a lot over the winter, and I quite like it actually. Up next is a pattern that I had traced and had been sitting around for a couple of years, and it's from the Great British Sewing Bee book, From Stitch to Style. And it's the jersey dress, which has a boat neck style. I think they call it a Breton style dress with dropped sleeves. It's very simple, very easy to make. I love that it has pockets. It's very comfortable. I used a Ponte Roma that I bought from Jack's Fabrics, and even though it's got a bit of a sway back, I'm not too bothered with it. I love the neckline on this dress so much, and I thought that the sizing was actually quite good on it. I didn't make any alterations at all to it. I chose my size based on my bust, and yeah, it's a great little dress and I like it. Up next is a nice little shift dress that has got an interesting feature of flounces in front of it. And I can't tell you how much I love those flounces. Every time that I'm wearing this dress, I'm constantly doing like a little bit of a bounce jiggle so that I can get the flounces to move about. So this pattern is actually a tall pattern, which means that the sleeves were extra long and I had to take out about 1.5 inches to get the sleeves to be the right size for me. Apart from that, I just used my bust measurement to select the sizes and just, shorten the sleeves. I didn't shorten the bodice at all. And it fits me well, as most Breton style patterns do. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I used wool fabric that I bought from Fabworks, and it works really well. Up next is a dress from the January 2018 Breton Style issue, and it's got a more crepe front, which I really liked about it. It's a midi dress length. Now, I made a mistake with the fabric selection for this particular dress because it's actually supposed to be made with a woven fabric, but I used a crepe jersey fabric, which was a rookie error on my part. But it's got some interesting seam lines and seam details, and because I used a jersey instead of a woven, I didn't put in the back zipper because the fabric has got quite a lot of stretch with it. I definitely plan on making this again using a proper woven fabric because I really do like the detail at the front, and even though the inside is a hot mess because I couldn't understand the instructions, I still quite like it. I also made this skirt from the March 2018 issue, and it's style number 116, and I really quite like it. I I didn't expect to like this style as much as I do. Maybe it's because it's got pockets, and pockets are everything. But it's a very, very comfortable skirt, and it's got that interesting feature of the overlay and that gathering detail at the waistline, which was incredibly challenging to sew up. But it was worth it in the end because it does have that interest going. It's got a center back zip, which I'm very proud of the insertion because I finished off the waistband with some yellow bias strip for a bit of a pop of color. But yeah, this was a great use of a pair of bark cloth curtains that I bought for $2 at a flea market in the US. Yes, you made it. This is the final garment of my show and tell, and it is one of my favorites that I have made in the last few months. It's the DP Fashion Studio Lay 406 asymmetrical skirt, and it just has so many interesting details. Now, this is actually a wearable toile. I made this as a toile just to check the fit and to get used to the instructions, but I wear this tons, and it's just got this interesting flounce thingy that goes around, and I love my flounces. And when I'm walking in this skirt, I'm just really striding forward just to get it flouncy. The side zipper is over there, and I finished it with a Petersham ribbon instead of a facing that is supposed to be finished because again it was a toile. And yeah, I get so many compliments when I'm wearing this skirt, and I can't tell you how many times I've been stopped and people have asked me where I got this skirt from. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with it, and it is my favorite top pick of this show and tell. Hi! Thank you so much for sticking up until the end, and I do apologize for the poor lighting quality, but I have been waiting for a couple of weeks now, and it has just been raining non-stop. We haven't had any sun at all, so I just decided better late than never. Better done than perfect, and so this is the lighting that I had to work with. But I hope that you've enjoyed my show and tell. But what I have realized is that I'm probably better off trying to do these monthly or at least every 2 weeks or something like that, because waiting for things to pile up and then waiting for good long light means that it's taking me longer to show you what I have made. So from now on, I'm going to be doing them either monthly or twice weekly. I'll see. I'll try and see which one works for them, but definitely monthly has to be the way forward. Again, thank you so much for watching. Until I see you next time, happy sewing.